Hello and welcome to the space between ideas. It's 10 o'clock. What? It's 10:30. It's 10:30 in Tbilisi. Uh, yeah. I don't know. Today's been a weird day. I just noticed that I'm working and working and working like crazy all the time, making all these videos and trying to push a bunch of different endeavors. And yeah, so we're just trying to keep things moving. Now, so yesterday I did quite a bit of work with this sprint number three, and well, the problem with sprint number three is that it's quite confusing. It's I mean not confusing, but it's quite a bit of work. And what's the problem with that situation? Here, let me just share the entire screen. I think it'll be a little bit easier. So I need to do just a quick audio check, make sure that we got the audio working. So as long as I can hear my own go, okay. So what we're gonna do is see. Here's our calibration documents. Now the issue is okay. Now we also need to bring this Google Drive doc over here. What's the issue? The issue. Let's take a look at the architect. Okay. Look, excellent. This is a comprehensive and very positive end of day report. Thank you for this detailed summary. The progress made today. So here are my thoughts as an architect. Commendable achievements. The completion of the object modules front-end data operations D2.2, D2.3, D2.4, the basic history indications of the module page D3.1 across all three environments is excellent. This means core user interaction flow and defining an objective is now functional. Really? I haven't seen it yet. Okay, more critically, the successful implementation of standardization of the backend APIs E1.1 task seeding E2.1 is a significant milestone. The alignment of the module instance ID, the consistent use of Superbase SSR, correct module type imports the standardized objective content schema and post API request body across cursor windsafer, please, is precisely the level of architectural integrity we're aiming for. Current project to state documents. Very good to hear the backend is considered stable and consistent for all these core objective and initial scoreboard text functionalities. Confirmation of all relevant documentation, including the new key decisions doc. So this is the issue, right? There's more and more addressing potential risks and notes. Windsurf AI stability. The resource exhausted error is noted. Okay. Shared local database, the drift detected issue experienced by Cursor, though resolved, is a good reminder of the complexity of managing shared development databases in the independent migration history. The established process Cursor has a lead schema change for the shared dev care. Needed, if needed for followers, must be meticulously followed. The system is stable now, which is good. Immediate needs, it's E3.1, E3.2, it's scoreboard display. All right, so we're kind of like halfway through the sprint number three, and the issue is that the my liaison, it's like asking for more and more. Like, see, the thing is that like it's starting to lose trust in windsurf, and it's like because I just started hitting more and more issues with windsurf, and then it's like, well, I want to see the code, like show me the actual code, because windsurf basically it's like, hey, yeah, we did this, we did that, this is done, that's done, like we got it done. And then before, liaison was like, okay, good, got it done, okay, let's move to the next thing. But then the problem was it started to run into windsurf started to run into problems, and then it turned into this doom loop. And then eventually it's like, all right, just show me the code, because it stopped. It had to find a solution, and it just couldn't trust windsurf to find that solution anymore. Also, I don't know. So this is a key question. It's like which LLM do you trust? Which is the LLM that can do the job? And I started going into some chat rooms. I know that there's this one thing because Matt Wolf talks about it, where he says like just like some kind of like place where people they're using LLMs. They can like vote on whoever like gave the best answer, and so they don't know which. Say like, let's say that they have a prompt, and then there's like a left screen and right side of the screen, and then they do the prompt, and then there's some result to the prompt, and then they're trying to say, hey, which result is better. It's anonymous. And then over time, what you can see is that like some people prefer certain types of results. That doesn't mean that the LLM is actually better. It just means that the LLM produces results that more people think is what they're expecting. So it's like how well can the LLM produce according to expectation? The problem is that first of all, this is a small sampling. We don't know specifically which people are actually doing this. And then, I mean, voting. And also, I don't know, is that the one that they're using for like coding? So how do we know which coding environment is actually the best one? Which LLM is best, for example, working with Windsurf, and which LLM is best, for example, working with Cursor? I don't know. And after a while, you start to get a sense that like you're using one kind, unable to. I don't know what the heck this is talking about. I keep getting this shell environment issue. I have no idea what's going on down here. Apparently it's loading my stuff. All right, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So here's our cursor. Now the thing is, with cursor, I'm using Gemini 2.5 Pro. I'm just going to... Now, as you can see over here, look at this. What happened? Why did I change it to Gemini 2.5 Pro? Because like this is Windsurf. This is their actual thing. This is their own system. This is their own thing. And then ChatGPT bought Windsurf, so then they're adding their GPT 4.1. If you use their LLM, then they're going to give you like additional credits, which means what? Which means if it's at a discount price, it means you're not going to get the same quality, right? And I was using Sonnet. So I've heard some people talking about Sonnet 3.7 and Sonnet 3.5. And then, but the thing is like, rate limits. Why do I care about rate limits? Eventually, if we get some rate limit, it's going to tell us. So anyway, so I don't know. We're working through that. Now, the thing is that I got a problem because now that we've been doing this project for a while, and I've been harping on this thing called document calibration a lot, telling everybody that hey, when you're working with an LLM, you have to create a series of calibration documents so that, for example, yesterday, so because Liaison wanted to read all the code from Windsurf, it used up my 1 million context window, because it's like every time you upload all of that, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 5, 6, 7, 8. Because every time you upload the whole window, it's going to use a huge amount of tokens. And then the next time that the LLM is reading the window, it's going to like read all this code, like just a huge amount of code. And it's like, no, I don't. So then eventually, once it's been reading all that code over and over and over again, it's going to get to the point where it's like you can't remember the documents at the beginning of the sprint. All right, so this is a lot of documents, right? Like, and it takes me too long to upload all these documents. So what I'm thinking is, now in the past, I had a little chat with the AI, and it's like, hey, well, guess what? Come on. It said, well, actually, you need to do this because this is what gives the LLM the best chance for being able to understand your project, and therefore, you should just do it like this. But the thing is that, how many documents is this? Is too many documents. So did I click master prompt? Yeah, it's in here. So what I want to do is I want to reduce these documents. So what I did was I jumped into here, All right, so this is a new AI instance. All right, so this is going to be, I call it liaison 3C. So we're in sprint number 3. Liaison 3B, we're not using anymore. So we're now in liaison 3C. It means this is the third liaison A, B, C. Yeah, this is the third liaison I've used for sprint number 3, meaning like sprint number 3 is kind of crazy. The 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 IDEs are, I don't know, I guess they're trying to produce more code. They're trying to pull more things together. It's more complicated the more code that you have. I don't know. So I just said, okay, so I'm going to upload a series of documents to help you understand how to work with me with me, my team member named Liaison 3C. Okay, it's like, all right, I'm going to be Liaison 3C. Good. Then I said, okay, so after I finish uploading all the documents, you'll see that it takes too long to upload all the documents. So we need to find a way to make sure that you are well calibrated and also that we can condense the total number of documents by combining documents. Consider the smallest number of documents necessary to produce the same result of an AI instant calibration and effectiveness working with me on my project. All right. I have no idea what it's talking about. I don't even care. So we're going to start with document 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I'm going to upload 15 documents, and I want to know if you can reduce them to fewer documents. Here's document 1. What are you doing, Gordon? What are you doing down there? All right, so we're going to start with document 1. Obviously, this is maybe not the most exciting or interesting video. And you might be wondering, why do I just post all these crazy videos? Oh, it's 10 o'clock in Tbilisi. All right. Hey, buddy. I'm ready for document 2. Look at this guy. Okay, now in document 2, we also got to upload these 3 images. Then we got 6 images. Which 6 images are they? Scoreboard, vision, objective, touch base, brainstorm, choose. Scoreboard, vision, objective, touch base, brainstorm, choose. Where did that text come from? It says I'm uploading 3 images. I think that's weird. Oh, I definitely pasted the wrong document. All right. 4. I don't know if this is going to mess it all up. Good. Okay, document 4. All right, so it's keeping track this time of what documents we're uploading and what's the content of the document and how we're going to understand this. So I like that because I just think it's ridiculous that we're having to the first 3 documents naturally combine into a single application design specification document. Document 4 introduces new dimensions. Technology stack. So this is the simplified Brad guidelines. Now we got our sprint. So what's going to happen is, let's go back to Arrowhead. Now we got the new documents project folder, new calibration. So the thing is that, like, I could just go in and edit the documents that I have already, but maybe we'll find out that, like, the new calibration documents, they don't do as good of a job, or we're starting to get some problems. Does that say? Document 4 for historical project. Decomposition, original S1 plan context. Document 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Document 4. See, this is going crazy now. It's going crazy. Now it's like referencing other documents, and it's going to wait for those documents. I don't know. It's like documentation is obviously it's going to start to grow. We're going to get more documents as we're producing our software because the software is getting more and more robust, complicated. Like just technically having more of it, which means that the documentation should also kind of reflect that idea. So it looks like, according to what I'm reading, it seems like that some of the documentation is referencing documents, but we don't actually have documents. I mean, okay, this one, key decisions. Yeah, we definitely have key decisions. It's here. But then what do you mean waiting for project continuations? Okay, we have that one. MBA Sprint 3. Okay, well, we're uploading that one right now. Yeah, so obviously it's a mess because it's referencing documents that don't exist. And we need it to be tight, just documents that. Document 13. Document 14. There. So this is 15 documents. And it literally took me what, 10 minutes or something? It takes me a little less than 1 minute to process each document. I don't want to spend that much time if we can do this in less time. All right. So we got all of our documents figured out. Now let's jump into the new calibration. We're going to create a document. And then in here, close everything. Let me just explain this with words. I don't want to just keep typing. Hello. So now the thing is that now that you have all 15 documents, you can see that it takes quite a bit of time to upload all these documents. If you are 100% sure that this is the best possible way to calibrate you as my liaison helper, then we can continue to do this process in order to calibrate you and help you and keep you up to speed and prepare you to be able to work with me in the best possible manner. But I noticed that sometimes some of the documents reference to each other or they reference to other documents that may not exist. And so we need to make sure that all of the documentation is referencing other documents properly. We want to make sure that all the information within the documents is 100% necessary. And then we want to see if it's possible to reduce the number of documents. So we want to make sure that we are My goodness. We want to make sure that we're presenting our information in a way that gives you the best possible chance for success. But at the same time, we don't want to spend all day just uploading documents. All right, so it says you articulated the challenge perfectly. My goal is to be highly effective liaison AI for you. That requires good calibration. However, good calibration shouldn't mean overly burdensome document uploading process for you every time. Your observation about the document references, necessities, shared time is taken spot on. Three consolidated document, but one living state document proposals, very strong direction. Let's refine it. Core principles of this refinement. Revised minimalist calibration set proposal. Keystone document, AI operation manual, and project context, purpose, content, section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5, section 7, section 8, keystone document number 2, document 3, dynamic document number 3, revised process, initialize one-time and frequent setup review, create liaison operation manual. Okay. Okay. Yes. Well, I don't know what the heck it's talking about. So right now, I want you to create the calibration documents. I want you to go through all 15 documents and then figure out a way that we can recreate all of that documentation in a fewer number of documents and make sure that the documents reference well to each other and that it understands the best possible way to calibrate a future instance of an AI helper like you, like Liaison. And so we need to create those documents, and then we're going to test the documents in a new window. So you can provide a test for that new AI liaison, and you can provide a test to make sure it understands all the documents the same way that you understand it. So right now, you're going to create a series of documents for me so that we can calibrate the new AI window. And then you're going to test it to make sure that it understands everything just as well as you do. It's weird. My webcam is glitchy. Exactly. Fewer in number to significantly reduce the upload time, well structured and internally consistent with clear cross referencing, sufficiently comprehensive and effectively calibrate a new instance of Liaison Helper, focus on essential information, eliminating redundancy. Yeah, exactly. I'll create the content for the following new condensed document. Document A, document B, document C. Nice. 3 documents. Okay, so these are the. Now the thing is, actually, I'm kind of interested. Mhm. Is this document referring to documents that wouldn't be uploaded to the new AI instance? Imagine imagine I'm uploading the calibration docs that you're now creating. They can they can only reference the documents that you are now producing. Create the doc in Markdown, and when you finish each one, I'll reply saved, and you can then move to the next doc. Yeah, it seems like it's kind of going off the rails here. The new set of calibration documents I create must be self-referential or refer only to the documents within the newly created set. Any information from the original 15 documents that is essential for the new AI instant must be incorporated or summarized directly into these new documents. This makes the test more focused on creating a truly streamlined and internally consistent package. The visual assets will be an exception. I'll describe their relevance and note that the user might provide them separately for visual context. I'll now generate the content for the first new document Markdown. Once I'll bite, you'll save it. Okay. All right, so we got document 1 of 3. This document 1, the liaison operations manual and project context. Yeah. All right, so this is for liaison. Core responsibilities, team members, standard interaction flow, critical workflow, essential prompting best practices, Prisma, migration management, section 2, overview goals, project name, overall goal, target audience, problem solved. Okay, here's the it doesn't have the full set. Key pages overview, objective, back-end language framework, development process for current roadmap. I don't know. Liaison recommends creating a series of 3 documents to replace the full set of current documents. Please read and comment after the third doc is uploaded. So this is the benefit of having like a liaison, is that it also has the same set of documents uploaded, and so it can read it, comment, it can discern if it's a good idea. Next, I'll provide document 2, key decisions. Okay. Decision, 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 decisions, decisions. That's it. Something tells me something is not going to work. All right, this is super simplified. So it removed a lot of data. And the question is this enough data to actually run the project? Okay, I've now received and reviewed all 3 proposed documents. Thank you for providing these. As architect, I've assessed with the 3-document system. The 3-document system is well-reasoned, positive evolution of our documentation strategy, specifically for the purpose of calibrating and guiding the liaison and design. It presents a more focused, role-specific, actionable approach compared to loading the entire suite of 10 to 14 historical and foundational documents for every session. Improve focus and reduce cognitive load on liaison AI. Effectively consolidates the essential, for effectively static information about the project roles. Okay. Provides a crucial, quick reference list of non-negotiable technical workflow standards. Is excellent for ensuring adherence to key decisions without needing to parse them from longer documents. Offers a clear dynamic snapshot of where we are and what's next, which is vital for immediate actionability. The purpose of it is distinct. Okay. Actionability directly translates into ASON's next set of tasks, which is highly efficient. Maintainability, with the caveat, document 1 should be relatively stable, uploaded only when the core process roles critical decision change significantly. Is designed to be dynamic and will require regular updates from the user project manager. Addressing potential information gaps, document 1 wisely includes a mechanism for a liaison AI to request more granular details from the user, who can then refer to the original, more exhaustive project documentation. This provides a good balance between streamline. Yeah. Source of truth for original docs. Was slightly more explicit and improved compared to the previous version of the full log. Maintaining this level of clarity will be beneficial. Are you able to compare the original documents, the whole set of documents that I've uploaded to you previously, and read all of those documents again? And after you finish reading all of those documents, then consider how well these new 3 documents capture all of the details, and then give an opinion about would it be possible for the liaison to give better advice and to work with me to produce better code with the old documents or with the new documents, given the fact that once I've uploaded the new documents, then the new liaison wouldn't necessarily be able to reference specific documents from the past. So it would have to rely 100% on the new documentation. If the new liaison would not be able to provide the same level of service with the same amount of detail and with the same amount of understanding of the project with the three new documents as it would if it had access to all of the previous documents, then I would like you to edit the three documents, either add more information within the three documents or increase the number of documents so that in the future I'll have the best set of documents, but without having so many documents. And also, you need to address the fact that the new documents are mainly for calibrating liaison. And I want the documents to have the ability to calibrate both an instance of liaison and the architect. And then at the end of uploading all the documents, then I would tell the new AI instance which role it will take. Yeah, so this is the thing. It's like this is why you always need two windows because one window is going to make a decision, and then once it's made a decision, then that's its decision. It's not gonna do very good at like it'll just be like, just forget it. I already did the work, just agree with me. But then if you have like an entirely different window, then it's like it looks at it from a more critical approach, and particularly in this case from the perspective of the architect. I've been valuing the complex comparative analysis of the document strategy. I'm focusing on dissecting the user's request, identifying key areas for review and potential improvement. I'm also planning on the necessary revisions to create more effective and efficient documentation format. I'm now honing in on key differences between the original and new set of documentation. My focus is to determine if the new set specifically provides the necessary information for liaison night to perform effective as would original comprehensive set. I'm carefully analyzing completeness. I'm now consolidating my analysis by prioritizing key differences between the original documentation and the new set and dual role calibration. I'm now diving deep into the comparative analysis, aiming to assess how well the new set supports both liaison and architect AI personas. The challenge lies in ensuring conciseness without sacrificing crucial information depth requiring art for architects. Okay, differentiation. I'm now currently engaged in a deep dive differentiating the architect's AI needs and the liaison AI. In the context of documenting analysis, my primary goal now is to accurately evaluate the new set against the original set. I'm now focusing on the complete reread of the original documents to facilitate a thorough community. Okay, I'm now reevaluating the original documentation. I'm now focusing on determining if the new documentation set provides sufficient information for the architect AI. My primary concern is that the new set is comprehensive enough by personas, analyzing information gaps. I'm currently engaged in analyzing differences between the original documentation set and the new concise one. I'm defining the best set, and I'm now determining the tailored documentation strategy, analyzing AI role calibration. I've been meticulously analyzing, approaching a new set of documentation, analyzing AI calibration. I've been reevaluating the new documentation, determining if it concisely format adequately supports both liaison architect, evaluating documentation structure, analyzing new set sufficiency, analyzing documentation, evaluating documentation, refining documentation, analyzing the best set, revising document. Okay, so this is a significant and an important request. You're asking me to evaluate the effectiveness of the new three document system for calibrating a liaison AI against the set of 14 documents on which would lead to better advice in code, and then, if necessary, revise documentation to create an optimal set to both. Yes. Okay. I will address this in my architect AI persona. First, I have reprocessed and considered the content and purpose of all the original documents you provided through our interaction. This includes the project overview application, Comparison. Pros provides maximum depth, historical nuance, access to all detailed discussions, justification, specific examples. A liaison AI with this full context could properly draw on a wider range of information for complex troubleshooting or very specific contextual prompts. Cons can be overwhelming for the initial calibration, potentially leading to a slower startup or difficulty prioritizing information. Some information is less direct relevant to the liaison AI's immediate tactical role. Significantly more focused and streamlined for liaison AI onboarding, provides good summary and core context, highlights critical decisions, provides immediate actionability. The request more information clause is a good fallback. Cons. It summarizes some of the best practices. It cannot fully replace the detailed, hard-won tactical knowledge in the complete. For instance, the exact multi-step troubleshooting for Prisma migration, other detailed. Can liaison AI provide the same level of service with the new three? For many routine tasks, yes, the proposed 3 document would likely be sufficient for a functional liaison AI, especially with the ability to ask you for more detail. However, to achieve the highest level of proactive, deeply informed service, anticipating subtle issues, recalling exact past solutions for complex problems, providing highly optimized prompts based on learning, access to the full detailed is highly beneficial. New requirement calibration, both AI. The original 3 document proposal is not well suited for calibrating an architect AI and is explicitly tailored for liaison. Deeper insight into strategic documents, its own role definition, operational mode, its own specific lessons learned, access to full sprint history and high-level decision rationale proposed, optimized documentation for role. To address your goal of having the best set of documents, but without having so many documents, and to enable calibration for both roles, I propose the following structure. This slightly increases the number of core documents for you from the 3 you just proposed, but significantly reduces it from the original 14, ensures a critical path retained. This set consists of core foundational pack, role-specific calibration documentation. This results in 5 primary static documents and a dynamic, plus the dynamic STS, the full calibrating. So we're saying 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Addressing liaison, giving back better advice. Next steps if you agree. If this revised approach sounds good, I can help you by outlining the structure for the new project master doc in detail. Okay, so produce each of the documents you recommend in markdown format. After each is produced, I'll reply saved and then create the next doc. Okay, so now what are we going to do? So now we're going to, we're basically, it's the same process, but we're just going to feed the docs back into the other AI. So what we can do is we can okay, so what we could do is we could say, okay, so I've asked architect to evaluate your work, and I'll reply with the comments of architect and its creation of a new set of documents after I've uploaded all the docs. Then you can have a chance to make comments and suggest edits to make to decide if the changes will lead to the outcome which we want, which is to have a set of calibration documents that will give us the best chances for creating the project successfully. All right, so now what we're going to do is so here's the markdown document. So what we're going to do is first we're going to copy this. Okay, sounds like I noticed that all right, so we're going to paste this. We're going to take the first document. So this is the master guide. This is the primary reference guide. Here's the project. Here's the project goal, the target audience, core methodology. Application architecture and workflow. High-level application flow. Key pages overview. Okay, so then in this case, I'd have to upload those images. Project page, module page, that's true. Workflow loops, objective identification path, execution loop, objective loop, backend language, universal technical standard practices, sprints, sprint planning. All right, so we got 6 sections. So now I'm just getting to the point where I'm just like, I don't know, like is this the right path to go forward? Am I losing information? Is this the right way to go? So like, it's just impossible. This is the same issue that I'm facing with the actual piece of software. It's like, if you don't know what's going on, then do you really know, can you make critical decisions? And the thing is, I cannot make critical decisions. I'm completely relying on these LLMs. And then, okay, so then at some point you'd have to like decide on how confident you are that they're going to be able to move forward with this project. Wasn't there more than that? I'm getting confused now. I think it said it wanted to do like 5 docs. Okay, so we got the core foundational pack, project master guide, key decisions log, AI collaboration role responsibility, current task state briefing. Then we got the liaison AI workflow lessons learned. Then we got the architect AI working lessons learned, workflow lessons learned. As architect AI, I believe this set of documents provides a robust, focused, yet sufficiently detailed foundation for calibrating either architect or liaison persona while being more manageable than the full set of 14 documents. We can now consider the new document structure in place of for future AI calibration. So do we want to switch to, are we going to switch to, okay. So are these designed in a way that I would be able to talk? Okay, so are these set of documents designed in a way so that, let's say that I'm halfway through a sprint and I notice that we've already used up all of the 1 million token context window. And so then the AI instance, whether it be liaison or architect, starts to lose access to the original documentation in the context window. And so then I have to re-upload all the documents. But before I re-upload all the documents, I want the AI instance, whether it be liaison or architect, to update the project. So would it know which of these 6 documents that it would need to edit in order for it to maintain the understanding of the exact place in the project where it is right now? Or do we need to add another document? For example, what do we do after we finish a sprint? Are we going to do a sprint review? And what happens if we go halfway through a sprint and then we need to start talking about, like, how much work of this sprint have we done? So how do we maintain the documentation? Which documents do we change and which documents do we upload? Do we update? AI doesn't directly edit master files. First, it's crucial to clarify that the AI instance self-laid doesn't directly edit and save master versions of the markdown files. You are the custodial. You can process information. Okay. Okay, the key documentation. Where we are right now. Current task state briefing. Current task state briefing. If an AI instance is approaching its token limit, it needs a context reset. The first and most critical step for you, the user, is to update the current task state briefing doc. This update should accurately reflect all tasks completed since the last update, the status of any particular completed task, the exact next micro step, any critical new blockers, immediate information. Once you have updated that, then okay, the AI doesn't edit this, maintain understanding before you were able to update other docs, the key decisions. These updated more periodically, typically after significant new learning emerge. End of process. You asked, what do we do after we finish a sprint? Are we going to do a sprint review? Yes, as outlined in the master guide. During this phase, use a touch-based module. Calibrate. The key decisions made during the sprint. Create a new document. So if you're saying that we need to create a sprint review document, then what have you done with the old sprint review documents? Did you incorporate them in the new documents? So if you've incorporated the sprint review documents into the new documents, then wouldn't we want to also incorporate the future sprint review documents into the new documents rather than creating additional documents? You've done an excellent job in processing the architect's side feedback and proposal. Okay, I agree with your assessment. The architect's I proposed document set is superior and the one we should adopt. Here's the summary of why. Dual role calibration, retention of critical details, including the full original. Clarity and modularity, comprehensive work, project master doc, key decisions, AI collaboration responsibility, role lessons learned, current task state briefing, manageable number, the three core functionality static. For any given AI instance, the three truly core foundational static docs, one role-specific lessons learned doc, one dynamic doc, recurrent. These improve self-referential integrity, confirmation documentation. The final set static docs, project guide, decisions, AI collaboration rules, and the role-specific liaison. Pursues. One document per role. Okay, so it's actually, they have a different set of documents. Focus on completing the master. This consolidated document is the main piece that needs to be fully test plan. Jeez, I'm just confused now. I thought it project master guide. I thought it had a project master guide. So if we use the new 6 document set and there's an expectation that a future sprint review document will be would be created. So that means that we're going to now have a 7 document set rather than a, I don't know, what, 14 document set. So it means that we have half the number of documents. So I have 2 questions. Question number 1 is, should we produce a sprint review document, and then the sprint review document would be revised at the end of each sprint? And then we could also incorporate the sprint 1 review document and the sprint 2 review document within the general sprint review document. And then we would have a set of 7 documents. So that's the first question, is maybe, is that the best way to do it? So you can create a new sprint review document and then put the most important learnings from each of the sprint within that document, and then we can update it at the end of sprint 3. And then the second question is there a provision within the set of documents that reminds liaison or architect to make some revision to the document set when appropriate, if we've created some new thing or made some important decision or learned something new or made some significant understanding about how our software has changed, or how our relationship with the IDEs has changed, or how we're improving our processes over time, or any other element within those documents that needs to be edited. Can it proactively make recommendations to create a new set of documents, or to improve or to update one specific document? All right, so I'm getting closer to what I want to do with this test. It's funny that, like, when you create a piece of software, what you're actually just doing is you're creating documents. That's all you're doing. You're automating processes. All right, so consolidation, your idea is to create a single general sprint review, incorporates takeaways from sprint 1, sprint 2, and then, okay, consideration of the proposal. Loss of historical integrity, point in time record, fundamental value of a. When I talk about a general sprint review document, I mean that within the general sprint review document, there would be a list of the sprint reviews, and it would just be saving all of the sprint reviews in one single document, although it would outline the differences between the different sprints and the sprint reviews. So it would just upload the sprint review into the same document every time, rather than creating different documents, so that we don't have to upload a whole bunch of different documents. And then also, I just was again asking if those elements of having the liaison and architect become more proactive with its desire and its reflection about what needs to be changed within the documents, if that could be explicitly written into the documents. Finally, to incorporate these ideas, if you agree, then do we need to reprint some of the documents and save the new version of the documents? All right, so I feel like I'm getting closer now. Um, I don't know if it's gonna work. So what we're just gonna do here is we're gonna move all this down, and we're gonna put the new set of documents here. All right, so based on our discussion above and based on a full review of all the documentation and based on what is the best way to move forward so that each instance of calibration of an AI instance is the most effective based on the project that we're trying to complete, let's print all of the documents once again, one by one, to make sure that we have the best set of final documentation. We're going to save that documentation, and then after every time you have printed a document, then I will reply saved. This new set of document will be the final set of documents. Also, remember at the beginning of any document that requires images or which reference images, that there should be the very first line in the document should be a reminder to me of which document, or sorry, which image should be uploaded with that document. And if there's any details that you missed that you think are important from previous documentation, remember to incorporate those details. And finally, if there's any reference between documents, make sure that it understands that it should only reference to documents which have already been uploaded. And let's go ahead and produce that final set of documents. Okay, I don't even know what's going on. All right, so we're going to test this new set of documents. Uh, so I don't know if it's going to make any changes. Okay, I understand the request now. Oops, what's this? It died. I think it's just getting tired. It just died. What was this? doesn't actually have to. Okay. What is this one? The last one is Architect AI. Well, I don't know. Maybe maybe it's not so important. Maybe project master guide. Okay, we got our project master guide. Okay, here's a project master guide. Okay. Got our key decisions log. Okay. We got our AI collaboration roles and responsibilities. Maybe it's not as complicated as I was making it out to sound. And then we got our current task state briefing. Maybe I should stop doing that. I got the liaison AI workflow lessons learned. And then we got the architect. All right, so we're just going to, so we got the core foundational pack. And then we got the role specific documents. All right, so I'm going to put all the documents in here. And then I'm going to, well, I guess I'm going to kill off these guys. So I'm going to just create a new one here and a new one here. There, so I'm just going to train up these two new guys with our new document system. I'm going to add all these documents. You know what would be the best way? You know, the thing is that, like, you know, the way it's supposed to work is supposed to work like this. It's supposed to be able to add from drive. And then, where is it? It's called new calibration docs. New calibration. All right, so here it is, right? And then we got 1, 2, now, I think that I still think that we need the current step, project continuation and next steps. Seven. Then I'll be up. I mean, I know that it says something about what project master guide that doesn't change, key decisions that doesn't change, calibration roles that doesn't change, the current task state briefing. So it's this one, right? This is the current task state briefing. Objective D. Okay, this is it. This is the current task state briefing. So we don't need the 7. All right. So what I'm supposed to do it like this: project master guide insert. Okay, so I'm going to. So what are we gonna read? Read the file. So sometimes the problem is that it can't actually read it. It thinks it's a PDF. Yeah, you see, I don't know why it does this. This makes no sense at all. It's ridiculous. All right. 1 Mississippi. There we go. See, this is interesting. Look, it says, given the document date and current understanding, the project is in sprint 3, which means you see, and it doesn't refer to any images. I don't know, man. So the question is, do you want to use these documents to run your project? So, like, is this the best way to go? Is this I don't know. I just now that we've done all this, I just got the feeling like so it takes 10 minutes. I upload all those documents and then it's fine. And then what? So what do I get from this? The what I'm thinking is that in the future, when I'm doing a project, I need to keep in mind the types of documents that I'm going to need to calibrate an AI instance. And I need to control that so that it doesn't get out of hand. Because now that I'm trying to reduce and simplify and then like to create a new set of documents, I just feel like this is like I don't trust it. I don't know if it's useful. I don't know if it understands my project. I don't know if it can continue without any problems. And I'm also kind of concerned, like, what if we have some problems and what if it doesn't work and what if it messes up the system? And I don't know. It's hard to change a system when you're halfway through a project. So I don't know. I'm just gonna think about this and then we'll decide what to do later. But anyways, so that's my back for this idea today.